Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again. Welcome back to Directors Appreciation Month. And this time we're talking about a 2003 sci fi action movie based on a 1953 short story of the same name. And that is director John Woo's Paycheck. Yes, with Uma Thurman, Ben Affleck, Batfleck himself, and Aaron Eckhart from The Dark Knight. This movie's awesome. It's very underrated. I don't know why this movie gets as much crap as it does. I don't know why it flopped. Well, actually, it didn't flop. It just underperformed compared to John Woo's other films. But I really like this movie. I think it's underrated a lot. Let's read the synopsis from director John Woo. Yes, a director I do respect a lot of. Mission Impossible 2, which I was not a fan of, and Face Off, which I need to review eventually. Comes this futuristic thriller that combines spectacular action sequences, I agree, with spellbinding mystery that will keep you guessing from beginning to breathtaking end. Michael Jennings, Ben Affleck, is a brilliant computer engineer hired for top secret projects. After each job, Jennings' short term memory is erased so he cannot recount any project information. Emerging from his latest assignment, a 3-year contract with an 8-figure paycheck given to him by his longtime friend Aaron Eckhart, Jennings is jolted when he is told that during the end of his assignment he agreed to forfeit all payments. Jennings has no recourse until he receives a mysterious envelope containing clues to his forgotten past. With the help of a beautiful scientist, absolutely, Uma Thurman, he once loved but now cannot remember. Jennings races to solve the puzzle of his past with a terrifying discovery waits in his future. So that's the synopsis in a nutshell. And basically, it's like if you took the Bourne Identity and you made it more sci-fi-ish instead of that's just like an action thriller. And like I said, this movie is really well done. It's well directed by John Woo. I could see the action. It's almost 2 hours, so it's a little bit long. It's an hour and 18. It's an hour and 58 minutes. It's almost 2 hours, so it could be chopped down a little bit. There were some scenes in the beginning that needed to be edited out. But this movie is well made. Like I don't know what the critics were expecting. They gave this movie a lot of crap. I mean, the reception was it got a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes. I shouldn't trust them because they gave Fembusters a 70% and that was awful. Though Dick's short story has an intriguing premise, Wu reduces it to a lot of meaningless chases, shootouts, and explosions. Meaningless action in an sci-fi thriller is meaningless. It's meaningless if you don't care about the characters. I cared about Ben Affleck in this movie and Uma Thurman because they're both good actors. Yeah, one film said it was a smart thriller praising Wu's wonderful sense of timing and rhythm, and it's not a cartoon like Face Off is. And unlike Mission Impossible 2, it's not boring. That movie was over 2 hours and I was bored because there's not enough action. This one was, yeah, Ben won a Razzie for this performance. I'm like, why? He did a worse performance in Geely that same year, which that I can understand it being horrible because that didn't have good writing or a good director. After asking why he did not get his trophy, he was presented a Razzie on a week later and promptly broke it. Of course, he's not a bad actor, guys. You just thought he was because this is what he did before he was directing and writing everything. The broken Razzie was sold on eBay for enough money to cover the hall rental for the following year's ceremonies. While hosting Saturday Night Live, Ben joked that he would have walked out of the premiere and asked for his money back until he realized he was in the movie. Again, this movie's not that bad. Ben Affleck has way worse movies to be embarrassed about. Yeah. It's not like Justice League was a hit either. Sorry. And like I said, Geely was worse. And Jersey Girl, I heard, was okay. But, like I said, he's done worse than this. And Uma Thurman, this is way better of a performance for her than in Batman and Robin. She's normal. She's not cartoonish. She's more monotone. She's less campy this time. And yeah, I buy her as a biologist. She's smart and intriguing. You also have Paul Giamatti as Jennings' friend. You have Colm Fiora as Redrick's right hand man. You have Aaron Eckhart. You have Michael C. Hall as Special Agent Klein. Ivana Milicevic as Maya, the double for Rachel. You have Catherine Morris as Rita Dune, and you have Joe Morton. You also have Krista Allen, who appears as the projection in a 3D computer Michael developed. One of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Have you seen Liar Liar or Feast? The woman is gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. Anytime I see her in a film, I have a smile on my face. The film is enjoyable. If you want a light John Woo movie that's not too serious and it's not a freaking cartoon and it's not boring like Mission Impossible 2, this is your film. I'm sorry about the glare. It's just that I have a lamp now, but it is a suspenseful thrill ride that will have you gripping your seat. Marina Jurica, CBS TV. And it's worth that. This DVD is worth it because it has some special features. It's got two commentaries, two featurettes, seven deleted scenes and extended scenes. That's pretty good for a movie that didn't do well. It cost about uh 61 million and made 117. And Ben Affleck, I don't know why you hate this movie. I've seen you do worse. And I've heard, some of the movies that he recently did were not exactly high praised either. I mean, what was the last movie that did well critically and financially for him? Way back, or whatever that he did this year, or that other movie that came out. What was it? The Accountant. I've heard that one was good, but this is an underrated performance by him. It's not horrible. Geely, he probably deserved a Razzie for that because anybody couldn't make that movie work. That director had no idea what he or she was doing. Who directed Geely? Let me see. It was Martin Brest. I never even heard of him. He wrote and directed it, and he hasn't directed a movie since. So it's the guy that did Midnight Run. Yeah, This guy, this guy directed Midnight Run and wrote and produced it, and he did the first Beverly Hills Cop, and then Geely killed his career. Yeah, while John Woo is still making films in Asia, even though what happened, he's still doing it. And this movie cost $75 million, Geely, and it bombed. It only made seven because J Lo was box office poison, and Ben Affleck is a lot better on his own than with J Lo, and he got to marry that gorgeous Jennifer Garner and made some beautiful babies with her. So good for him. I just stay off the sauce, Ben. We don't want to see you broken and hurt again after what's happened this year. The less damage, the better. And it's sad that that movie should have killed Ben's career, but it didn't. He took up directing, and it worked. And now he's making billion. He made millions of dollars. He won an Oscar, guys, for Argo. What else do you want from him? He's a great talent. He's just like Brie Larson. Brie Larson wins an Oscar, and then people hate her all of a sudden. It can't. It was unjustified. Just like this movie is unjustifiably hated. It's not a paycheck movie. I've seen a lot worse. I like the film for. I like the look of the film. I like the score. Who did the score? Um, who did the score? David Solomon. Let me see. The score. Let's see. Musical. John Powell did the score. He did some animated films. He did Anne's Chicken Run, Shrek, Robots, Happy Feet 2, the Ice Age sequels, Bolt. He did a lot of stuff. But yeah, he's done some really good scores. He even did Face Off. So yeah, like I said, I really like this film, and I think it's completely overlooked. People just think that it's a stupid title, but it's not a paycheck movie. See for yourself. I haven't seen the film in a while. I got to see it again. I bought this last year at a yard sale. I want to watch it. Hopefully, it works because I really like this film. It's underrated. It didn't need to get all the hate that it did. A Razzie nomination, really? It's not like Ben Affleck was a cartoon in this movie. Nobody was. It's a movie. They take it seriously enough, but it's also got a good plot, fast pace, good action, and a good director. What else do you want? You want Olivia Megaton to make a movie like this? The guy can't direct to save his life. His most recent movie on Netflix got a 0%. Nothing. No critics ever like that. At least some critics like this. It is interesting. And it doesn't have foreign actors doing a fake American accent except for Michael Pitt, who is, he's out of my face. Yeah, that's funny. But again, this movie's not a comedy. Just go in wanting to be entertained and you will. It's a little bit long, like I said, because it's a John Woo movie, but I don't think he's up his own ass. He's done some really good films. Face Off, Hard Target, those are some films he made that I liked. Mission Impossible 2 would have been better if Cruise's ego didn't get in the way and it wasn't boring. But the action scenes in those were pretty good. This is also pretty underrated, and it deserved to make what Mission Impossible 2 made. I think it's a better film. It's way less boring. So that's my take on Paycheck from 2003. If you like the film, leave your comments in the comment section. And if you haven't seen the film, watch it. It's worth your time. If you can stream it somewhere, it is worth at least a watch. It's not horrible, guys. Trust me. There were worse movies in 2003 Ben Affleck made and other actors made. And they were way longer. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.